Welcome back, everybody, to the next episode of my YouTube page, Bumps and Seams, where we learn to use life's friction to get a better grip of ourselves and of our purpose. On this episode, I'm going to dive in to the first chapter of my first published book, Pass the Test, a 30-day social and emotional learning challenge. This book came about through my work with the I Promise LeBron James Family Foundation, I Promise School in his hometown, Akron, Ohio. And through working with that school and with the teachers, I learned about the subject of social and emotional learning and how important it is to be able to deliver these concepts to youth and people of all ages. So the concepts of social and emotional learning could be broken down into 5 aspects: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. And so for the first 6 stories, the first 6 chapters of this book is going to be on self-awareness, the first aspect of social and emotional learning. Definition of self-awareness: understanding your own thoughts and emotions and how they affect your behavior. The first chapter and the first story in this book is called Doubt. Here we go. Doubt is something we all experience. There are moments in life where things seem uncertain. This can cause us to doubt ourselves and our situation. It's important for us to have a strategy that allows us to battle doubt when it comes up. Everyone is different, so the strategy will be unique based on the person. We see doubtful situations in sports all the time. A prime example was in the 2016 NBA Finals. The Cleveland Cavaliers were playing against the Golden State Warriors. The Cavaliers found themselves down 3-1 in a best-of-7 series. The Warriors were having a historic season, winning 73 games in an 82-game season, setting an NBA record. Plus, the Cavaliers lost the championship to Golden State in the previous season. No team has ever come back in a 3-1 deficit in the finals. There were plenty of reasons for the Cavaliers to doubt themselves in this situation. It seemed like the world was against them, and they had to find a strategy to come back and win the series. The strategy that the Cavaliers seemed to take was to focus on one game at a time. If the team was focused on winning 3 games straight, they could have been too overwhelmed to accomplish that goal. By focusing on the present moment, the Cavaliers were able to come back and win the series. The leadership from LeBron James and the poise of the whole Cavaliers team was inspiring to watch. In doubtful situations, leaders are called on to step up and guide their team to victory. Nobody is perfect, but we have to do everything we can to give our best effort. We can give our best efforts when we stay in the moment. Worrying about what's ahead can overwhelm us because we're not in control of the future. What we can control is how we approach each moment. This will help us to not doubt ourselves or our current situation. That is the end of the story, and there's 3 challenge questions that you can answer in a classroom setting or for yourself. The first question is, how do you know when you're doubting yourself? That's the first question. The second question, how does it feel when you're doubting yourself? That's the second question. And the last question for this chapter, when you feel doubt about the future, what can you do about it? Those are 3 challenge questions for this chapter called Doubt. Again, this is Pass the Test, a 30-day social and emotional learning challenge. This is published on Amazon, as well as my 2 other books that we will also get into here on this page. Thank you again for tuning in, and I hope that you gained something from this message, and I look forward to seeing you on our next episode. Have a good one.